Is enterprise architecture management about business or is it about IT? The term enterprise architecture management suggests that the scope of EAM is the complete enterprise, meaning also the non-digital enterprise elements. Though such a holistic approach would have advantages, the understanding of EAM in practice is more focused. However, in theory, three scopes of enterprise architecture management are viable. The first scope comprises the complete enterprise, so digital and non-digital elements. The second scope comprises all enterprise elements that are part of a digitalized business process. In the third scope, we would only talk about the digital ecosystem. Let us have a closer look at the first scope, where enterprise architecture management comprises the complete enterprise, meaning all digital and non-digital parts. As you can see on the left, here we're talking about business architecture, actors, input and output of processes, both for analog and for digitalized business processes. EAM would comprise the planning, steering, and management of humans and mechanical machines, of digital applications running on infrastructure, of digital data and information, but also of material objects and material services. So in this understanding, EAM comprises the strategic planning, steering, and controlling of the complete enterprise, including enterprise parts that have nothing to do with IT. In the second scenario, enterprise architecture management comprises all enterprise parts with digitalized business processes. As you can see here, we only highlighted the business architecture, the actors, and the input and output of processes that are digitalized. We do not care for the analog business processes. This is the scope of classic business information systems design science. The aim here is to optimize a socio-technical system where human and digital actors both must be considered to achieve a holistic enterprise digitalization, but again only talking about the digitalized processes where IT plays some role. In the third understanding, EAM only addresses the digital ecosystem, meaning only digital applications running on IT infrastructure, only digital data and information, but not humans, mechanical machines as actors, neither material objects and immaterial services as input and output of processes. Note that since architecture always incorporates the requirements of the customer, also this narrow scope comprises business architecture. To understand the meaning of enterprise architecture management, it is important to know that its origins lay in the 1980s. In this time, information system implementations had increased in complexity, and an architectural approach was needed to ensure enterprise-wide system coherence. Also, enterprises realized the need to align their IT systems with business strategies. To address these issues, in the 1980s, a number of publications and concepts have been created. Share, for example, specified concepts for IT-oriented business administration. Here, enterprise modeling was used as the basis for IT design, for example with ARIS, the Architecture of Integrated Information Systems. Note that this was the big time of enterprise-wide data models and highly integrated ERP systems. Around the same time, Segment issued his framework for enterprise architecture, and the NIST, the National Institute for Standards and Technology, published their enterprise architecture model as well. In summary, we can say that the term enterprise architecture management is used predominantly in and for the digital world. At least in enterprises that do not have a completely digital business model, EAM is positioned in or near the digitalization department. Other departments are responsible for architecting the business, like for example departments for business strategy, marketing, and business process optimization. The digital focus of EAM also becomes clear when looking at job advertisements for enterprise architects, which nearly always refer to architects of the digital ecosystem. Likewise, EAM tool suites focus on managing the digital ecosystem. However, enterprise architecture management always is based on the business requirements, and enterprise architects must be the trusted advisors of the business. In the future, the digital and non-digital parts of enterprises will converge even more, making the question business or IT obsolete for most large enterprises.